It feels like a revolution, doesn't it? The hashtag has billions of views. Act your wage. Do the bare minimum. Reclaim your life. For the last few years, we've been told that quiet quitting is the ultimate power move. It is the employee finally sticking it to the employer. It's a way to set boundaries, protect your mental health, and refuse to participate in hustle culture. And the numbers back it up. According to Gallup, nearly 50% of the global workforce is now quiet quitting. Half the world has mentally checked out. But there is a dark side to this movement that nobody is talking about. While you are acting your wage, something dangerous is happening in the background. Your skills are atrophying, your reputation is evaporating, and worst of all, you are voluntarily removing yourself from the high-leverage opportunities that actually create wealth. And what's even scarier, the data shows this trend is hitting Gen Z the hardest. The very generation that needs to build experience is being sold a lie that destroys their career before it even starts. Quiet quitting isn't a rebellion, it's a sedative. It feels good in the short term, like eating candy for dinner, but in the long term it creates a career that is fragile, replaceable, and stuck. Today, we aren't going to talk about how to please your boss. I don't care about your boss. We are going to talk about how to protect your future value. To understand why quiet quitting is a trap, we have to look at the most talented group of employees in history. A group of people who had every reason to quiet quit, but chose two very different paths. One group chose safety and stagnation. The other group built the modern world. Welcome to Career Hacks. Today, we are breaking down the Xerox paradox and giving you the blueprint to stop acting your wage and start building your empire. Let's rewind to 1973. We are in Palo Alto, California, at Xerox Park. At this moment in time, Xerox is the Google of its day. They have a monopoly on photocopiers, they are printing money, and they decide to hire the smartest engineers on the planet to invent the office of the future. And they did. In this one building, these employees invented the personal computer, the mouse, the laser printer, and the internet. They were sitting on trillions of dollars of intellectual property. But here is the catch. The executives at Xerox didn't care. The leadership in New York famously called the personal computer a toy. They told these geniuses to stop playing with mice and focus on making better copiers. Imagine the frustration. You are inventing the future, and your boss tells you to focus on paper jams. This was the ultimate environment for quiet quitting. The culture was bureaucratic, the management was clueless, the incentive to work hard was zero. The employees split into two psychological camps. Group A adopted what we now call the quiet quitting mindset. They said, "Fine, if management doesn't care, neither do I." They stayed at Xerox, they did their 9 to 5, they collected their comfortable salaries, they kept their heads down, did exactly what was asked of them, and nothing more. They prioritized job security. Then there was Group B. They looked at the incompetence of their bosses and they didn't get passive. They got aggressive. They realized that their job wasn't to please the Xerox executives. Their job was to master the technology for themselves. They worked late nights, not for Xerox, but to perfect their own inventions. They treated the laboratory not as a workplace, but as an incubator for their own skills. Here's what happened next. Group A, the quiet quitters, eventually got laid off or retired with a standard pension. You don't know their names, they acted their wage, and the market forgot them. Group B, they loudly left. John Warnock was frustrated Xerox wouldn't launch his printing protocol, so he quit and founded Adobe. Bob Metcalf was tired of them ignoring his networking ideas. He quit and founded 3Com. Charles Simonyi took his work on word processing, quit, joined a tiny startup called Microsoft, and built Word and Excel. And famously, Steve Jobs walked in, saw what the quiet quitters were sitting on, and used it to build Apple. The quiet quitters at Xerox thought they were winning. They thought they were scamming the company by doing less work for the same pay. But in reality, they were robbing themselves. They had a front row seat to the greatest wealth creation event in history, and they missed it because they were too focused on doing the bare minimum. If you want to be in Group B, the builders, not the coasters, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are building a community of high performers here. This brings us back to you today. The logic of quiet quitting is, I will withhold my effort until I get paid more. The logic of the market is you will not get paid more until you demonstrate outsized value. It is a standoff, and the employee always loses. When you quiet quit, you enter a state of professional atrophy. In the AI era, technology is moving at exponential speed. If you are doing the bare minimum of your job description, you are by definition doing yesterday's work. You aren't learning the new tools. You aren't leading the new projects. You are freezing yourself in time. And here is the dark reality. When the layoffs come, and they always come, the algorithm doesn't pick the people who are burned out. It picks the people who are invisible. Quiet. Quitting makes you invisible. The Xerox engineers who stayed quiet didn't protect their peace. They ensured their obsolescence. So if you hate your job or feel underpaid, what is the alternative to burnout? You don't quiet quit, you strategic coast. Here are the 3 steps to career hacking your dissatisfaction. 1. The double agent mindset. Stop viewing yourself as an employee. View yourself as a consultant who has a single client, your current employer. A consultant doesn't cry when the client is stupid. A consultant extracts value. Don't disengage. Instead, ruthlessly filter. Ignore the busy work and go all in on the one project that gives you a transferable skill or a case study for your portfolio. Use their resources to build your resume. Like the Xerox engineers, use the lab to build your product. 2. Optimize for leverage, not hours. Quiet. Quitting focuses on reducing hours. That's small thinking. Focus on increasing leverage, automate your tasks, use AI to do your job faster. If you can do 8 hours of work in 2 hours, don't tell your boss. But don't use those extra 6 hours to watch Netflix. Use them to learn a skill that doubles your market value. Don't reclaim your time to waste it. Reclaim your time to invest it. 3. Loudly leave. If the environment is toxic, do not stay and rot. Quiet quitting is passive-aggressive. It keeps you in a bad relationship. The Group B engineers at Xerox didn't hide in the basement. They leveraged their work to get offers from Apple, Microsoft, and Adobe. Build your exit velocity. Update your LinkedIn, network aggressively, and leave for a 20% raise. Movement creates opportunity. Stagnation creates rust. Your career is an asset. You are the CEO of You, Inc. Would a CEO ever say, "I'm just going to let this company coast for a few years"? No, they would pivot, restructure, or sell. Don't let a bad employer turn you into a bad employee. Protect your standards, not just your time. If you watched until the end, you're not here by accident. You want to be in the top 1% of the corporate world. Subscribe and share this with someone who thinks the same way.